So a little backstory to this video. I don't really like to make political videos, but this one was very important to address. I feel like a lot of people are talking about this, but not talking about things that I think are really important to this. And I wanted to talk about my thoughts. And let me just tell you how I heard about this. So I work the weekends. So I'm sitting at work, doing checking tickets, and it's a Saturday. I'm just chilling, and this guy comes up to me, and he goes, "Hey, where's this movie at?" And I'll go, "Oh, it's on the other side. You just scan it with her, and you're good." And he goes, "Okay, did you see the news? Trump got shot." Now, when I was in high school, people would say things to me like, "Hey, did you hear Trump got assassinated?" I'm sitting there going, like, that's not real. I would have heard about it, right? And this is a big deal too. So I'm like, I would have heard about this. So I look it up, and it's real. And it's a weird day too because Richard Simmons died the day after his birthday, and I honestly care more about that just because, like, I mean, Trump's fine. He's not dead. And also, I feel like even if he was dead, I'm not gonna lie. I'm just gonna be honest here. This is a real talk video. If Trump had actually died, while it would have been sad and devastating for a lot of reasons, not so much his death, because let's face it, Trump's a shitty person. Um, I still would have felt more for Richard Simmons' death because that dude gave us more as a society than Trump and his family ever did. I'm just being honest there. I'm sorry, that was really mean. I shouldn't have said that. But again, real talk video. But the reason I want to address this is there's a lot of people on the right going, "Oh, it's Antifa, it's this, it's that." They're trying to obfuscate from the fact that this dude was a Republican, which is unfortunate, right? But it is. And I really, the thing is, you should not care what political line he crosses, right? Because either way, this is a shitty thing that happened for our electoral system. Political violence, A, is never okay, but also just the way this might affect the election. I don't know how it's going to affect the election. I'm not going to speculate on any of that because I really just don't know. If it affects the election so much that Trump wins, we're fucking doomed as a country. I'm sorry, but you know, I'm not gonna speculate on all that shit. I think one thing that I just want to address is don't let this be a mechanism for Trump to win. Because literally, as soon as this dude got shot, right, they get him back on his feet, and this is the one part nobody's talking about. He yells, "Fight, fight, fight. Fight, fight, fight." I'm going to repeat that one more time. Fight, fight, fight. So it really hammers in what I'm getting at here. This dude gets shot in the ear for the first time in his life. He feels the political violence that he encourages on a regular basis. Right? This guy goes on True Social and posts a post about how, "Hey, if you come after me, I'm coming after you." And it's a picture of him holding a bat to a judge's head. Faces no consequences. This guy encourages a mob to riot at the Capitol where they're shouting to murder the vice president. This guy makes fun of a person who attempted to kill the former Speaker of the House. Right? This guy encourages all this violence on a regular basis, and for the first time in his life, the violence got him. Right? Because I think there was a report once where he had said where someone who knew him had had quoted him as saying he did not care about the violence because it didn't really, they weren't gonna hurt him, right? Talking about January 6th. Well, now they did, and he's telling you to fight, and you really have to think about fight what? Because at the end of the day, the FBI is investigating this. The Secret Service was there. They were going to take care of anything and not let him come to harm, right? Um, there's other entities in the government that would have taken care of this to make sure that this shooter A was murdered like he was, or at least in incarceration. There was no universe in the world where anyone needed to fight anything. Right? It is not the people's job at this fucking Trump rally to fight anything. So when he's saying fight, 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 what, for America? No, we don't want political violence of any form. So when you're saying fight, 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 who's fighting what and what for? Right? And so I heard some people say, wouldn't it be funny if like Trump changed after he got shot? No, he ain't gonna change. He's still telling you to commit violence after he just got shot in the ear. Think about that reality. You know, if this was Joe Biden and he got shot in the ear, he wouldn't be out there yelling, fight, fight, fight. And that's the one thing I really want people to understand. There are people like, well, this might help Trump win an election. Please don't let that happen. Please don't sit your ass home and not vote, whatever, because this is exactly who Trump is, right? He encourages political violence, and even as the violence faces him right in the face and in the ear, he's still telling you to commit violence. And against who for what, I don't really know, but it doesn't really matter. It still shouldn't happen. And it's just amazing. I think Brian Taylor Cohen, a great political YouTuber, he said it best. If the Republicans have actually listened to the left and actually got some policy passed, we would not be in this situation. Kids like this would not have a fucking gun. Just the reality of it. And so, like, no one on the left wants this. I know there's polls out there. You can see that there's a portion of like left-wing voters who do think that civil war or violence might be the answer. But the reality, majority of Republicans do think violence is the answer, because you don't go on like MSNBC or whatever left-wing news source and they're telling you every day, civil war is coming. We're going to have to fight back. Get your guns. They're coming for you, right? Fox News does this. All these other news outlets do this for Republicans, but they don't do that on the left. So it's not the left's fault in this scenario whatsoever. And really, I really don't want to blame any political side for this. What I'm just saying is that the reality of what people need to look at with this thing is they need to immediately say, I disregard any political violence. It is disgusting. It is deplorable. And then really remind people that Trump encourages violence on a regular basis, and including right in the moment where he got shot. I saw certain news outlets pulling ads that they were showing before about how Trump commits violence and all this stuff. Like, they were pulling a lot of those ads. Fuck that. Keep showing them, because it remains fucking true. He's still doing it, and he's gonna keep doing it. He could have got shot right in the chest, maybe, and still been like, fight, fight, fight. It is utterly ridiculous. It is disgusting. It is deplorable. And everybody who's watching this video needs to get out and vote your ass against it.